to everyone and good day. Hope everyone is having a nice after lunch break and then nice day. And my name is Lushni and I'm a SEGi University Alumni and basically I'm here today to share my personal experiences in SEGi University and also my current workplace. So before I start, I just little bit of short story on how I came across SEGi. So basically, it's about my friend when after my high school, my secondary school, I was looking for college to enroll. Then my one of my friend just recently joined SEGi for a business course, and then she told me about SEGi, and then like I surveyed and then searched on what are the medical courses that SEGi offers, and then diploma and medical lab tech my diploma in medical laboratory technology course interested me. So yeah, I enrolled myself in 2013 and then I completed my diploma and then I continued my Bachelor of Biomedical Science in SEGi as well. So before starting my degree journey in biomedical science, so I wanted to give a try doing a degree in a different colleges, but I ended up in a big disappointment. At that moment, I realized, oh no, SEGi is the best, and yeah, I always wanted to finish my degree in SEGi. So on that moment, I decided I want to finish my degree in SEGi as well, since I did my diploma there. And yeah, looking at the screen, you can see it's me wearing a lab coat during a diploma. And then that's my diploma graduation picture. And this is group of my friends during diploma period. And as for everyone, 21st birthday is a special birthday, right? So they celebrated my 21st birthday there. And that is one of my memorable moment in SEGi. And then, yeah, I have a few things that I like about SEGi. First thing that I want to talk is SEGi has a beautiful and big campus. Uh, their library, their lobby, and then the bursary department, everything looks nice. And then it's quite spacious. And then the toilets are clean. The classrooms are like got space enough to just sit down and enjoy your class. And then the second thing what I like about SEGi is what made me to choose SEGi is because the payment method. So for biomedical science, they actually have a payment method of paying monthly, because some other colleges they have they have to pay a huge amount per semester, like every semester. But then like SEGi has the payment method like monthly of overall tuition fee. So that eased my parents a bit. Yeah. And then the lecturers there are everyone is like understanding, they are very friendly. Even the staffs who work at the bursary department, the libraries, and the one who's working at the cafe, everyone is friendly. Like wherever you walk around SEGi and you can see everyone with a smile face, and then like it's always been a welcoming day, like if you're in SEGi. And then talking about the facilities, yeah, I can say that all kind of facilities is there. As for if you want to enroll in a medical course, what are the first thing that you have to see is the facilities for a medical course sufficient enough? For example, like they have a laboratory, they allow you to hands-on, like how much hands-on and how much things that you can explore on there. So on based on that, like SEGi has quite a lot of facilities, like they have new laboratories there, they have libraries, and then they have things to learn there. And then and one more thing is SEGi can be a safe place, because I usually do my night studies with my friends at SEGi campus. So far there's no any disturbance or any problems that I faced. So it's been a safe place so far. And then now looking at the screen, you can see that is first picture is me. I joined the colloquium of undergraduate presentation. So yeah, and then the second below is the one a group of friends, like we had the outdoor activities. And then and then the middle one is my group of friends from degree, and then we had the outdoor discussions, and then like activities inside the class. So overall, like every day being in the SEGi, being enjoying, like happy, and I enjoyed. And then yeah, going talking about biomedical science. First of all, like why I choose biomedical science is because I completed my diploma in MLT, and then I choose biomedical because biomedical has a wide job scope. So once you learn biomedical, you can get different varieties of job. Like your job scope is not focused on one, so you can be few of them. So for example, I can say you can be a genetic technologist like me, and you can be a product specialist in a pharmaceutical company or a service providing companies. And then you can be a MLT, you can work in a lab, like hospital labs, like or normal general labs, like Rebels lab, PET lab, and those kind of labs. And then other than that, you can be a research assistant in universities. Yeah, and then like after that, like you also can be a scientific officer. So yeah, there's a lot of varieties where you can choose on your when you choose to study in biomedical. And yeah, one more thing, you can be a medical underwriter under an insurance company also. Yeah.
Roughly, I
Yeah.
think like biomedical science is like a very big word. I mean, we understand what bio is, we understand what medical is, we understand what science is, but putting that together, what does it mean exactly? What will students learn, in biomedical science?
Okay, actually students will learn about everything what inside the human body. So it's basically about anatomy. It's basically from head to toe of a human thing. So you will learn about hematology, you will learn about biochemistry, immunology, all those. Okay, for a very simple understanding, when you go and do your medical checkup, you will receive a blood report, right? So when you study biomedical, you can analyze the report. So you can really release the report. So those things is actually done by a MLT, which is medical lab tech. So those are the things that you will learn deeper when you go into biomedical. Yeah. It's actually an interesting course because you get to find like, for example, like you encountered for now, like we are, everyone is like know about COVID, right? So biomedical, like the scientist who's doing the research about how we and I mean like how we are getting COVID, and then like what's the treatment going on, and then it's kind of under biomedical science also. Yeah, you even can be a scientific officer, you can be a researcher, you can you can do masters or PhD, you can progress and then be a scientist also.
It's interesting that you mentioned COVID and that biomedical science, the people that analyze like COVID test result, is it something like that?
Yes, because this is actually my second job. Previously, I worked in a COVID lab and I analyzed the COVID report. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Since you're mentioning this, is this job scope like safe? Because like we're handling a lot of like I don't know, viruses and blood
Sorry,
samples,
come
right?
again?
Is there any like hazards in this job?
Hazards,
Of
yes, we do.
precautions
Like
we take?
I can say all kind of jobs has hazards, right? So for example, like while I'm working in a COVID lab, I have to I have to be careful on working on those samples. Like I'm in a high chance of risk getting it.
I'm pretty sure you have like personal protective equipments when you're doing all this sample analysis, like
Yes,
your.
yes, we have to wear the full protective, personal protective equipment PPE before entering the lab. And then, yeah, we have to be very clean and neat. Just not to contaminate any places so that you can get COVID. Yeah. So you might accidentally touch on any items and then like touch your nose and then yeah, you might get COVID, right? So yeah, we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful on the way of disposing the PPE also. Yeah. And lab is always been always every lab will have a workflow. So on when you start from the start to the beginning, there will be a workflow. So you just need to follow the workflow, and all the staffs have to follow the workflow because then only a lab progress. I mean, a lab will work smoothly. They will go on smoothly without any hazards happen. Yeah. So yeah. Should I continue?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Okay, and then another thing what I like about this biomedical science here is like they offered about two 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 types of internship period, which is short internship period and also long internship period. This internship period really helped me to get a job because I can say like internship period is like where you are really going into the working world and then like you experience those working thing, right? So it's important. It's really important for your career, for your future, or for your resume. So based on like I have few since I have few places of internship before, so that's what helped me to get a job faster. So yeah, I can say faster because after I completed my studies, within 1 or 2 months, I got a job already. So yeah, and then but they were looking at my internship, which is good actually because I had an experience. So that's why they offered me a job, and then I joined. Yeah, and then I can say my lecturers there are very good in understanding. They are very helpful. Whatever happens or what's going on, doesn't matter. You just go to them and then explain them what is going on, and then they will lead you to a right path. And then they are really amazing lecturers, I can say. And then what I can, as a proof of how amazing they are, is I've been a deanly student for every semester. So that's how good they are. And then I can say they are very knowledgeable and they exactly know how to deliver those knowledge that they have to the students. So that's one advantage I can say. And then yeah, and then this course in this course they have a wet test and also dry test where we also have a practical session. So for one subject, you will have about practical. For every subject, you will have a practical session. So practical session is about like hands-on. So you go to the lab and you will practice on doing it. So if let's say you're studying, you're taking a microbiology subject. So microbiology is more about culturing bacteria, virus, and all. So you go to the lab and then you will culture on the agar plate, and then like you will see the bacteria is growing, and then you try to identify what is the bacteria and all. Yeah. And for example, hematology, and also you, for example, like you will learn how to do blood smear. And one more thing that I want to say, during my internship period, one of my staff there actually complimented me on my blood smear because, and also like at my current workplace, they complimented me on my pipetting skills is because I learned it in my SEGi, I mean in my university, I mean they taught it how to do it. So I actually get complimented for that. So yeah, and then that's all about biomedical. Any questions on that?
Ms. Fossey, just now you mentioned that there was, in your course, there is a wet test and dry test. Am I right? Can you tell us more about that? Because that's something quite new to, I think, most of us here.
Okay, it's actually about wet and dry test is about the practical test that you will have. So it's like for each subject, you will not only have a paper test to like exam to write on. So you need to do hands-on also. So hands-on, like a practical exam, there will be a practical exam. That practical exam will be divided into wet and dry. So dry test is about the practical, and then they will give paper, and then you just answer it on the paper. But when it comes to wet test, like you need to do hands-on. So it's like they will given you a 2 minutes time, and then they will give you a question, and then like you need to understand the question, and then they will set it up every the apparatus, what equipments, whatever you need on that, and then you just need to understand on what you have to do, and then you just do it, and then like get the answers. For example, like they ask you like identify the bacteria in the agar plate in front of you. So you just take the agar plate, and then you need to identify, because to identify a bacteria on the agar plate, there will be some criteria that you need to see. So you just look at the plate and then see if there are any findings or whatever the thing. Okay, you found the answer, just write down there. So that how wet test is usually done.
Cool. I think there is a question from the student. Is Eli. Can I know if the job environment and way of working is comfortable?
Sorry, what's the question again?
So they're asking, how is the job environment like? Is it comfortable?
The job environment that I'm working now, I haven't entered the session yet. Can I answer it?
Oh, okay, sure. All right,
Okay.
yeah, please proceed.
Okay, wait, let me, yeah, okay, as all you can see, this is my current workplace, which is Advanced Genomics Senjan Berhad, or more known as Genomics Lab. So basically, my lab is about doing genetic testing. So I go through the pictures first. This is my CEO, the first picture, and then my teammate, and then my lab team. So okay, like we have a different set, like a lab team and also the office side to run this lab. So basically, it's a genetic testing, and then what was the question? How the environment was, right? Every day is a happy working day because my colleagues are very nice. All of them are very understanding. Now I am in my workplace also, so they're actually covering covering for me. So I just so that I have some time to do this talk. Yeah, and my light, you can see in the middle, or the guy in the right hand side picture, right? So that is my lab director. He is very sweet and humble and very talented and knowledgeable. So you can learn from him. So let me explain a bit what is genetic testing is. Okay. So basically our main testing, what we are doing here is NIPT. So NIPT stands for non-invasive pregnancy testing. So non-invasive pregnancy testing is usually done by the pregnant women to find out whether the baby have a syndrome or not. So when the pregnant women, they will have a monthly or weekly checkup, and then when they go for that, and then they will be doing it ultrasound. Everyone know, right? When you're pregnant, you need to do ultrasound. Or throughout the checkup, when the doctor finds out, oh, something is wrong, when you're looking at the baby through ultrasound, you can see something at the neck part, or something is bumpy, something is abnormal. So then only the doctor will ask the patient to do NIPT. So to find out whether for any syndrome or not. Okay. And then this one for NIPT, right? This is not a confirmatory test. So if let's say it's just a screening test. So if let's say the NIPT turns out to be we will be reading on the 23 chromosome. As all of us know, a human has 23 pair of chromosomes, right? So we will be reading on this 23 chromosomes, and then we will know if any of the chromosomes has a high risk. Then okay, if it's high risk, it's just a screening test. So if it's high risk, then you need to proceed to the further testing. for further testing, it's like you need to get amniocentesis. You need to do amniocentesis. So amniocentesis is actually you need to, so the doctors in the clinic or the hospital will do the procedure where they will put in the needle on the belly, and then they will suck out the amniotic fluid. Yeah, they need to suck out the amniotic fluid, and then we will run aneuploidy testing. So the name of the testing is aneuploidy for the amniotic fluid to confirm whether the high risk that shows is it confirmed or not. Sometimes it can be a false high risk also. So taking the amniotic fluid is the confirmatory test. That's what we are doing mainly. Apart from that, we are also doing it non-NIPT. So for non-NIPT, we will be doing oncology tests and also like some reproductive syndromes, like you cannot get pregnant or infertility, something. So and then they want to do testing on the genetic to find out are you really infertile, yeah, those kind of things. And then oncology is about cancers to find out do you have a cancer mutation or not. Yeah, for cancers I can say like we have a different types of panels, like so if let's say you're suspecting cancer in a colon or a breast or something, so different parts of body has a different panel for it, because as we know, mutations, cancer mutations is a lot. It's like varieties of them.
You say different panel, it's like different type of tests.
Yes.
All right. Okay. But so all these tests we can just, the only sample we need from, let's say the patient is just their blood.
Okay. About the sample for the NIPT that I said, it says non-invasive, right? So non-invasive means like you're not harming the baby. So that's why we just collect the blood, like normal blood in a shot tube, and then they send it together. Then only we go to the invasive part, which is poking through the belly and get the amniotic fluid. So yeah, and what are samples we usually receive is blood and then like amniotic fluid, that what I said. So roughly amniotic fluid looks like urine, like yellowish a bit. Yeah, and then we will receive also mesenchymal stem cell, like MSC, which they take it from the backbone of ours. Yeah, those kind of samples, and also POC, product of conception. Product of conception is when a female had a miscarriage. So if you're lucky enough, like there will be, like it's like more weeks, then you got miscarriage. You can see a fetus, like really formed fetus. Yeah, those kind of samples that we will be receiving.
That it may be scary sometimes.
Yes. Any other thing? And yeah, and then I can say I love working here. It's because I am learning every day, and you know, genetic is about something very wide and advanced. If you learn genetic, and then I think it's like you can survive anywhere. Like you get because genetic is like an emerging field. Yeah. So and then what else that I can say is like learning genetic. Like I'm working as a genetic designer, I get to learn with technologies, like advanced technologies here. So sometimes like you look at those technologies and then you'll be like, wow, this can do this. Like yeah, and at the same time, yeah, you get to learn, like, because every case is different. So you get to learn how to find out, and then how do you report it, and then what are the treatments could be. Yeah, if you're interested in medical, then yeah, I think this course should be suitable one. Yeah, I think that's all from me. Mm,
I think you have some videos of your work environment. Ah, yeah.
Sorry, I have a video that you can see. So basically, that's my lab and my colleagues and one of procedure that I am doing it, which I was able to record.
So most of this equipment, I'm looking at the video on the left, right? So most of these equipments, right, are they what do you call, are they available in SEGi when you were doing your studies there?
No, I mean like you mean like the expensive equipment or like small?
Probably the basic ones.
Oh, the
The
basic
test
ones.
and-
Okay, you can see the one that I'm holding it that calls pipette. Pipette is available in SEGi. Yeah, those advanced technologies. Yeah, of course, that is not available in SEGi because that you will only see it when you go into working field.
Mm, Okay, okay, right. So I think just now you mentioned that you were able to get a job very quickly, right?
Yes.
So what would you say about what is the demand, for biomedical science? Like, from from when you graduated and now, and what do you see it being like, let's say in the future, let's say in the next 4 or 5 years?
For 5 years, okay.
Hmm.
First, for now, I can say, if you study biomedical or you even study diploma in MLT, diploma in medical lab, it's like demanding. It's quite demanding because COVID is still here, and then most of lab needs MLT to do the COVID test, right? So I can say it's quite demanding for now. Yeah. And how I can see myself in future is about I just need to progress because I just started and then I'm working like 1.5 year plus. I started as a normal genetic technologies. Then I will progress into senior and then becoming a lab manager. And then yes, I will be a lab director one day.
Interesting. So I think maybe for students to relate, biotechnologists spend most of their time in labs, right? Like doing um, tests and experiments. Can I put it that way?
Biotechnologies,
Yeah, sorry.
biomedical.
Yes.
Okay. What was your question again?
So they spend most of their time in a lab, right?
Yes.
So conducting experiments, like what they did in their classes when they were in secondary school. Is it sort of similar to that kind of a setup?
Yes. During your studies, yes, somehow for every subject there will be a practical session, right? So somehow you need to be in the lab together with your classmates, and then you will do it together. After graduating, if you choose your part to be in the laboratory, then yes, you need to be in the lab. If you choose your part to be a product specialist, then no need. Product specialist is about you going around and then sell your product, ask them to buy. So
Okay.
probably you'll be going around hospitals, meeting doctors, meeting clients,
Okay. So it's either seems like it's very like extreme practical side of things and also sales.
Yes, it's like kind of it depends on the person on
Hmm.
what they want to continue later on. So yeah, once you're like ending your studies, right, when during your internship also try to, if let's say you have 2 or 3 internship, like short and long internship, right, try to go for different field of internship so that you can know what really you're interested in. So what really that you like to do. Yeah, for me, that I know that I always wanted to be in a lab. I love doing testing and then finding out like what is this, if I do this, like what's the outcome and all. So I love doing this. So yeah, I like doing that.
I just want to add like to the students, right, that when we mention sales here, it's not like sales because you really need to understand the product, from biomedical standpoint.
Yes.
Yeah, right. In order to sell to corporates or hospitals, pharmacies.
Yes.
Those kind of
For example, like for my lab, they has a salesperson also called a product specialist, where the product specialist also should be in a medical background where they have to learn what are the things, because sometimes doctors will ask like, okay, explain me what is this, or patients like coming in, I want to do NIPT. How does NIPT procedure will be? Uh, is it hard or simple, easy, or what the test result gives? So they have to be able to answer them.
there's a question from Nuru. How long did it took for you to complete your study? I think from diploma to bachelor's.
Sorry?
How long did it took for you to complete your studies from diploma to bachelor's degree?
I can say like 7 years lesser, because my diploma is 3 years, my degree is 4 years, and it got extended as well because of COVID.
Are there any like professional licenses that you can get in your field? Like for example, I think engineering, they can register with BEM or IEM, but in terms of biomedical science?
So far, it's not necessary, but there are some. If you really want to get those license, like yeah, and then you can go and like look for it. I'm not sure like specifically on what kind of license, but then if you just starting or like basics like that, those license not necessary. If you are progressing to higher position, like you want to be a lab director or you want to be a lab manager, then yeah, having those kind of license will be added advantage for you.
Okay, cool. Students, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box. All right. A question from Vilasini. Can we become a medical doctor with a degree in biomedical science?
You after completing biomedical science, you still need to go enroll yourself in MBBS. So yeah, it's just that the years of, because we know MBBS is 5 years, right? So the years will be reduced a bit because some of the subjects will be transferred. So maybe 1 or 2 years will be reduced. So yeah, and then I don't think every universities I mean like can do that. Like you need to really go and survey on how if are they really offering on this. Yeah, but you can. It's just that the years will be reduced.
Um, I think when you were in like secondary school, like before you enroll to do medical lab technologies, right? That's your diploma.
Yes.
Yeah. So like what was your understanding of the course, before you enrolled, and versus like when you graduated, you went out to get a job. How different was it, or was it exactly like you expected?
You mean when the moment like I wanted to enroll and then and I graduated, I'm working now?
Yeah. So I mean, of course, when you enroll, you had a certain understanding, of the course, right?
Okay. Okay. Before I enrolled, I of course I came across of this, right. This thing is this course interested me, so I have my like how to say friends sister who did the same course and she already started working, and then I asked her about this course, like how it will be, it's like how the workflow, and then it, after like completing, how do you work and how it should be, and then she explained me about like you'll be in the lab and then there will be several departments and then you'll be doing this and that, and then I was like, okay, this looks interesting to me, and then yeah, then I enrolled, and then while going through each of semester, right, I really enjoyed because for me, I like to find out things like, okay, if you get a disease, and then like why you got it and how you got it. So for me, I like to find out those kind of things. So diploma in medical lab tech and also biomedical is all roughly is the same. So that's why every semester is like I'm learning, and then like I was like happily learning. Yeah, so and I joined during my internship also. I was like happily working because I get to chance to learn more, and like I can hands on more. So yeah, I can increase my experiences. So yeah, that's why when they interviewed me for a job, and then I was able to answer whatever they want. Like yeah, because that's why the internship is quite important. So
Compulsory, right? I believe.
sorry.
It is compulsory, right? The internship.
Yeah, for me, I think internship is very compulsory. But I'm very glad SEGi has offered us like two internship, like a short and a long internship. So I get to do internship at few places,
Hmm.
like a hospital, labs. Yeah, I get to see patient samples. I get to hands-on. I get to learn, and as you can see in a hospital labs or in the general labs, right? As I mentioned earlier, like you go and do the medical checkup and then you get a blood report, right? It's involving about 7 departments. So you have a hematology department, you have a biochemistry department, you have a immunology, you have a microbiology, and then cytology, histology, and what else? Blood bank. So every department has their own thing to do. So that's how wide our human things that to get to know.
Um, just curious, right? How is the working hours like for genetic technologists? Is it a 9 to 6 kind of thing?
For genetic technologies, now I'm working 8 to 5, like a normal working hours. Saturdays, Sundays, like Saturdays is like alternate days. Sunday is off.
That's good. That's
Hmm.
I would say that's quite comfortable. I think that was something that I
Yes.
asked just now, right? And I think you get to work in like air conditioned rooms in your labs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like to be safe, there is a lot of like good ventilation systems as well,
Yeah.
air filters and stuff. Yeah, cool. Um, just curious, like so as a secondary student, what kind of subjects do I need to be good at, in order to comfortably enroll in this program? Is there a lot of chemistry being applied? Is there a lot of mathematics being applied?
I can say like SPM is quite important because like you need to at least score to enroll yourself in the university, because every university has requirements, right? They I couldn't remember like what are the requirements, like they need
Uh,
how many A's or something.
I think Mr. Yogesh can help to answer that. What is the
Yes. Hi everyone. Okay, I'm here to explain on the requirement. Okay, the requirement for DMLT is actually basic like nursing one lah. Maths, English, BM, science must be 5 credit. They're looking at minimum 5 credit, and then they can proceed for DMLT. Right upon completing DMLT, they can pursue their Bachelor of Biomedical Science. Most likely, they will be getting 4 to 6 subject exemption, which will slightly shorter your study period. During, I believe, Loshni's time, it's 4 years, but after a batch, then we got it to 3 years degree program. So basically, Bachelor of Biomedical Science at SEGi University is 3 years program. Okay.
They were in the process of getting 3 years.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
how are your fees like?
Okay.
Yeah, is it
Fees roughly. Sorry.
Yeah, what are your fees like, and what kind of scholarships do you have for this program? What are the minimum requirements?
All right. So okay, the minimum requirement. Okay, this is applicable for those who are coming from art stream and also or science stream. Okay, Okay, those are art stream. Okay, you might have an idea to do something related to science. Normal those who want to do optometry, other science related courses, they must be from science stream. But unlike BBMS, in short we call it a BBMS, even those who are coming from art stream also eligible to go for biomedical science through DMLT. They first of all need to complete the DMLT. DMLT stands for Diploma in Bio Lab Technology, and then upon completing that, they can pursue their bachelor degree. So talking about the fee structure, basically our biomedical science will cost like 80,000 for the entire 3 years course, and we do have a PTP10 loan which will cover about 67,000. The balance you can pay on monthly basis. Okay, talking about scholarship. Okay, scholarship, we don't have an internal scholarship. We will assist you to apply external scholarship. Those who are offering like corporate scholarship and so on, then yes, we will assist them.
When are your intakes for this program?
Okay, intakes for biomedical science normally will be May and September of each year. There will be 2 intakes for biomedical science, May and September. So this year just falls, the orientation day falls on June and also August. Only for this year lah. Back then it used to be May and September.
Thanks, Mr. Yogesh. Right,
All right.
Questions from the students? Let me just scroll through the chat. I think we've answered most of the students' questions. All right. Ms. Rosny, I think there's a student asking about COVID. I'm not sure whether it is the right place for us to advise him that. Do you have any thoughts on it?
Is it about the dad is positive and then yeah, I can roughly say that not necessarily that you have to be infected before. Depends on your immune system as well. Like how strong is your immune system, or maybe you're not really exposed to that amount of. You see, it's like actually there will be a COVID or any virus or some kind of virus that we will be exposing every day, and it depends on how amount like how many amount of virus that you are really exposing. If let's say you're exposed to very little amount of COVID virus and then like your body can really defend that, yeah, you become positive because like a huge amount of virus comes in and then your immune system, your antibody cannot fight for it. Like that's when yeah, our first line defense system fails, and then second defense line system fails, and then yeah, you become positive. So maybe you're not really exposed to that amount of COVID, and your immune system could be strong. Yeah, or maybe the that really spread around the virus.
There's another question by a student, right? He's asking what is the difference between biomedical versus biotech? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Biomedical is about you study about medical, like if something like to do with medical field, like a blood report, like about humans, about how to say, like you learn about things about treatment, about disease that going on through your human. But biotech is actually about a technology. It's about equipments, things, apparatus, like those equipments that you used in the medical field. That is called biotech.
So
Yeah,
is
your
biotech, people build equipments for biomedical, something like that.
yes, biotech is actually technology, right? So you are more into technology that is used in a biology field, which is a medical field. Yeah, as in the medical, we still need a biotech to run all those kind of advanced equipments. Because as for myself, I if let's say for anything goes wrong on the equipment, like I cannot handle it, I need to call a biotech or application specialist to come over and then like check on the equipment, what's wrong with that. So that's how biotech comes in.
So biotech and biomedical science kind of have to work together under the same roof, lah.
Yeah, it's a kind of different thing.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Ms. Roshni. There's another question by Aiden. What are credits? I think maybe Yogesh is better suitable to answer this.
Yes. All right, Ken. Okay, now I put it in this way. There's an art stream and also science stream student floor. Okay, for I think I've explained earlier for art stream what's the pathway like. Let me recap over here. Those are coming from art stream, then you still need to do DMLT. For DMLT, the requirement is 5 credit, including math, science, and pass in English and DM. Okay, and another credit, then you have 5 credit, then you will be on board for DMLT. Upon completing your DMLT, you can pursue for Bachelor of Biomedical Science. Okay, that's for art stream. Let me talk about those who have those are from science stream. For science stream, it's applicable for those who are taking pure science and also sub-science. Sub-science meaning to say you don't have biology lah. Okay. In this sense, those who are coming from science stream, normally they don't really go for DMLT. They go for foundation instead. So for foundation is a 1-year program, consists of 3 semesters. So once you have completed your foundation, then you will pursue your bachelor degree. Okay. So what's the requirement for foundation in science? You are required to obtain 5 credit, including 2 science subjects. Let's say you only have 2 science subjects like chemistry and physics. So you must be scoring credit at least. Okay, for you to be eligible for foundation in science, and then you will be on board for Bachelor of Biomedical Science. So the foundation's requirements very standard. They are looking at 5 credit, including mathematics, admits or normal maths, 2 science subjects. It can be any 2 science subjects, biochemistry, physics, anything. And at SEGi, we do offer like free foundation. So for free foundation will be the normal degree and normal foundation will cost you like 20,000. So we do offer a foundation grant scheme whereby you only need to pay 5,320 for your entire foundation. The other fee will be waived off. So once you're on board you are paying 5,320. Correct. So once you're on board, once you have progressed into bachelor degree, we will be waiving off 4,820 in your degree bill. Whereby if you do a normal calculation, you're only spending 500 for the entire foundation. So that's the special package from SEGi. So that's a good thing lah.
When does is there an expiry date to this package? Where is the last
okay, it normally used to be the first quarter of the year. Okay, normally lah, before we are talking about 2019. Okay, now since I believe this is the final week of the SPM exam, so we have a campaign which will be expiring in mid-May, until mid-May lah. So and the entire April and mid-May we do have a open day and so on. Students feel free to come over and you may contact Edumetry to further assistance lah.
I think I'm just PM me. Is there a must to take MLT before we take BBMS? But I think Mr. Yogesh just explained that you can take foundation and directly go into BBMS. All right. Okay. Yeah. So in SPM, credit simply means the grade C. All right. Is there any other questions from anyone? I think that's all. Okay, if you have any other questions, no worries. You can always contact SEGi through Edumetry. I think in a short while, I will show you how you guys can do that. So that's all for this session. We want to thank Ms. Roshni. I want to thank Ms. SEGi as well for spending your time and telling us more on what BBMS is. Yeah, it's something very new, something very niche, I think. yeah, so but we do encourage more students to take this up. I think it's something that is up and growing, especially in the future. Yeah. So once again, thank you for your time. We hope to have you back as well.